Hi everyone, I'm Danae Lakay and this is a little background of my life, just a tiny one. So, I am a former music student. Right now I'm studying media at BMH. And before studying media, obviously studied music. And where the whole music thing comes from is I was born with the gift of music or the passion or the passion. And growing up, your parents, teachers, your peers would ask you, what do you want to become when you are big or when you are grown? And everyone else would always say, I want to become a chartered accountant or an accountant, or I want to be in finance, or I want to become a lawyer or a businessman or woman, etc. My answer was always, I want to do anything in music. That's what I want to be. I want to be in music. Eventually matriculated in 2008 and 2009. I took a gap year, not because I wanted to, but because there was no finance in the house at that time. And in that year, I remember going in interviews, out of interviews, in and out of interviews. And there's this one specific company that I went to, and I had an interview with this HR of this company. I'm not completely sure what the company's name is, and I cannot tell you where it is. But I went for the interview, and the guy asked me, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I told him, I see myself on a stage with a band behind me, entertaining people. And I gave him a background of my life story and that end. And he told me, after the interview was done, he said, darling, that is specific words, darling. Even if I employ you at this company and I train you from the bottom up, you will never be happy at this company because this is not what you want to do. This is not your passion. So I don't want to take that away from you. And the words he told me is, don't give up on what you want to do and where you want to be. And I went home that day and I was like, you know what, Lord, it is what it is. In that year, I remember that there's a family friend of ours I spoke to, and we had the same conversation, passion and all that. And she said, listen, the verse in the Bible that says, faith is the substance of all things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. And she said, let's put our faith into action. I'll even believe for you. And at that time, I was like, at the point of giving up. And I was like, sweet, let's do that. And she even went as far as to say, what do you need for this? And I told her, for the specific college that I want to go to, I need a demo. And she's like, I'll take out the money for the demo. And I remember this was my first time being in a real studio. I'm not talking your little room studios. I'm talking about like state-of-the-art studio, proper equipment, and we went and did the demo. God was so good. They charged me 800 rand for the demo, which was chips basically. And unless you have friends and it's free. But this is me not having any connections at the time. And I did the demo, and she sat my mother down and she spoke to my mom, and my mom was also like, let's just do the thing. And my mom filled in forms that she needed to fill in, and we went to the interview at the specific school. Upon coming there, I had to do a test, basically, and I've never seen. I've seen how music sheets looked and all that, but I could never read nor write music. And I got to the specific college and I did the test. And I kid you not, I got a solid 4 out of 20. And the reception at the time of the college at that time, she called me and she said, listen, the vocal lecturer says that he will accept you with your 4. And I was like, okay, cool, let's do this. I knew that it was just God, because I didn't know anything of music. And Studying music was quite interesting. So I studied 2010 and 2011. And I did my NQF2 and NQF3 2010, 2011. And as soon as I entered the school or the college, I learned so much, and I learned so much fast because it was something that I really was passionate about doing. Eventually comes 2012, I did my NQF3, completed it, and this was like the first time in my life, these 2 years, where ever in my life where I got distinctions. Like my first year and my second year, from first term to the end of the school term, I got distinctions ever. I was always your G student, but anyway. Come 2012, the end of the year, my mom sits me down and she's like, you won't be able to complete your NQF4. And heartbroken, sad, I'm like, okay, understand, because of finance once again. And 2012 was the year where I was at home, and same thing as 2009 was like interview in and out, just not getting a job, Lord, what's going on? Open a door for me, why am I not studying, feeling sorry for myself. Eventually I was just like, you know what, I'm going to do this fasting and praying thing. Just going to spend time with God, because I didn't have anything else to do. And I did that. I always spent time reading the Word of God. I would fast and pray here and there. And 2014, God opens up the door for me. So you must understand, I've been going through this financial thing for quite a lot of years. 2014, God opens up the door for me. And another bursary from the same college. God gives, not another, this is my first bursary ever. God gives me a bursary from this college. And I get the bursary and I complete my NQ4. 2014, 2015 I completed. Come 2016, same thing. No finance, not getting a job. I got to a point where I was like, this is just a cycle, Lord, and I'm getting tired of it. Like, I don't know, like I want to complete this thing, you know, or find a job, you know, start making money and helping out in the house. And eventually God opens. It was the same thing, fasting and praying, spending time, getting to know God once again, you know. Well, not getting to know God once again, but spending time with God. And in this time, 2016 was like the most toughest year for me and my family, to a point where on my birthday, there wasn't even a slice of bread in the house, you know. I told myself next year, you know, because you need to remain positive in all situations. You can feel sorry for yourself, but don't stay there too long. You know what I'm saying? You need to get up, dust yourself off, and do what you need to do. And I told God that never again will I ever have a year like this, or a birthday, even if it means I need to save up just to take myself out for a cup of coffee next year, which was the following year, 2017. Just so that I can feel good about myself. I have to make that decision that I'm not going to sulk or get bitter in the situation. And 2017 comes, and the year starts off as normal, you know. You have to make ends meet. Parents are doing this, that, and the other, you know, to see for the house. And 2017 comes, and my birthday comes, and I had the most amazing birthday, to a point where a couple of friends of mine came to me and gave me a free trip to Durban, like a whole week's trip. This was a gift. And upon going to Durban, there was this one specific Sunday, I'll never forget. I told these two people that I was with that I'm just going to go and chill on the beach for a few, and I'll come back, we can chill later. And the beach was not far from where we were staying. It was literally just a mile down. And I got to the beach, and I sat, I'll never forget, I sat on this heap of sand, and I just looked at the ocean. I just looked at it, and I was like, wow, God, there is no beginning and there is no end to this ocean, the sea. There is no beginning, there is no end. And I looked at how big it was. Like, I was looking at all four sides, you know. I was like, I can't see where it starts, where it ends. And I got to thinking, and I'm sitting there praying to God, and I'm like, wow, Lord, you are so amazing. You know exactly the beginning of the ocean, and you know exactly where it ends. And I'm telling God, you are so great that you can just make an ocean for no good reason. I mean, you can do anything for me if you could do it just for the earth, kind of thing, you know. And that is where I left it. I spoke to God about college again. I spoke to God about job opportunities. I told him where I want to be. I gave him my plans, you know. And that was in May that I went on this holiday, and I got back within a week, the next Friday, and I kid you not, the Monday, I'm sitting baking banana muffins, and I get this phone call from a friend of mine. So I studied with him. We got the first bursary that I got. We got it together. So he's working at this college at this time, and he phones me and he's like, "Yo, girl, there's a bursary opportunity to do music business." And I'm like, "Sure, I'm going to take it. Like, why are you even asking?" And he's like, "Okay, cool. Just send me all the things that you need to send me, and let's get this thing done." I'm like, "Okay, no, cool. Let's do this." And I dropped the phone, and I couldn't stop thanking God. I was like, "Wow, Lord, this is just you, you know. Like, I spoke to you like a few days ago, like a week ago, and here you're opening up the door." And went to the college, did the things, and got to do my first year in music business. And on doing that, everything just fell into place. Life was just, I wouldn't say the best, but it got better because just putting my faith into a whole lot of things that I wanted to do, you know, spending time with God, fasting and praying. I also just want to say that God does not, like when you fast and pray, it's not the fasting and the prayer that God sees, but it's the spending time with Him and the obedience of it. And I finished that year, 2018, because we studied from 2017 to 2018. So 2018 I finished that year, and it again got to a point where we almost lost our house. Me saying almost is because God opened up a door that my mother was able to sell it within days. Sell the house within days. And we literally had to move 2018 with me doing exams, and this is like the toughest time because it was just like a whole lot of things going on at the time. But God got us to a point where we weren't embarrassed. We didn't have to lose our house to the bank, and we got to sell the house immediately. And moved to where we needed to move to was really uncomfortable situations. Now you need to understand that most of my life I've been put through a whole lot of uncomfortable situations, especially when it comes to finance. And 2018 did that year, completed 2019, same thing. I'm at home. And at this point in my life, I'm just like, I am over it, Lord, you know. And there was this one day in 2019, I went to the specific church I was at in that point in time, and I got a word from the Lord where the lady just pointed at me and said, "God says you're going to study again." And I literally looked that lady in the eye and I said, "I am done studying. I don't want to study. I want to start making money now because I am tired of being uncomfortable." And the word she told me was, God is the God of all. That's what she said. He's the God of the universe, the God of the earth. He is God of everything, and what He says He will do. And that took me back to all these times when I would spend time with God. This specific song that was always so close to my heart. It says that God is able to do whatever He said He would do. He's going to fulfill every promise to you. And that word is in Ephesians 3 verse 20, if I'm not mistaken. It says, God will do exceedingly abundantly above all you can ask or think of. And I left it at that, and come the end of 2019, I'm like, not the end, like the middle, somewhere in the year, and I'm like, okay, Lord, I don't want to study music anymore. I'm over this music thing. I need to study something, but I need to study something in the entertainment industry because I'm not the kind of person that can sit in front of a desk and listen to another person moan all the time, make me unhappy, wake up in the morning unhappy, come home unhappy, you know. I want to do what I love, so you open up a door, what should I do? And eventually I got to this point where I was like, there's 3 things I want to do, and it was either radio, fashion, or interior design. And so I'm busy researching colleges. This is me researching in faith. I'm researching colleges. And the one thing that stuck out most was radio. And I was like, I want to do radio, I want to do radio. And I checked the other colleges. I was like, nah, I can't. I don't want to actually. I just didn't feel right to do it, you know. And radio was like the one that like kept coming up all the time. If I speak to people, it's radio, or you know, that kind of vibe. The conversation was always radio. And I was like, okay, God, radio it is. So eventually got to college BMH. And I'm like, okay, how now? I went back on God's word. I told him, like, you said that I'm going to study again, so you need to open up a door for me because I don't know what to do. I can't put this on my parents because I know the situation at home, you know. And God brings it to this where there's a specific family that comes to me, right? And the mother of this family is like, I'd like to put you through school. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, no, you know, teaching and stuff. And I'm like, not teaching. And she's like, okay, whatever you want to study, get me the information, bring it to me, and, you know, we'll sort it out. Like, okay, cool. So at this point, we've already got the information, and this lady's son brings the information to her. And he tells her the pricing and she's like, okay, no, cool, let's do this. And he comes to me and he's like, okay, no, we're gonna go and register the specific day. And then we go and register, and I'm sitting there, and we did the things, the forms, the signatures and everything. And the chick that's doing this, she's like, okay, we're at the part where we need to do payment plan. And like in my mind, like normal, you know, it's like, okay, fine, whatever the payment is, it is what it is, because I'm going to study anyway. And this guy takes out the card and he swipes. To my amazement, he swiped the whole year's amount in one go. And this is a true story, guys. I literally got a picture of the payment. If you want me to post it, I will post it. But I literally have the payment of the picture of this payment, and I'm sitting there in awe, and I'm like, oh my God, Lord. Like how, you know, I was like, this is truly God, because no one else, no one just randomly comes to you and is like, yo, listen, I'm going to put you through school. Like, man, this lady's not even close, you know. And I was like, yo, Lord, this is just you. And the moral of the story is that, you know, sometimes you feel like things aren't going right for you. You know, sometimes you do things that you love and it gets taken away from you. And not just doing, it's just situations in life in general. And you get to a point where you are just tired, and, you know, you get to a point where you just want to give up. But my advice to you, do not give up ever. Even though, like I said in the beginning of this video, if you need to sulk, but don't stay in that situation, don't stay in that feeling for too long. Get up, dust yourself off, and tell yourself, you know, be positive, tell yourself that this is what I am going to do. You know, take your plans to God, because that's what I did. I spent time with God. I fasted and prayed, and I kid you not, I'm not going to say that fasting and praying made God open up all these doors. No. It's because I had that relationship with God, and it's not just the financial situation that I've been through. I've been through so many things where I saw God open up doors. I got so many testimonies. If you guys have more videos from me, I can give you all these testimonies bit for bit. And this is just how wonderful God is. Like spending time in His Word, getting to know Him. You know, I love by faith and not by sight. I am not a realist. I'm not going to lie to you. I see things in my head and I tell myself that is where I'm going to be. You know, the Word of God says, what a man thinketh, so is he. And I constantly think of things. I constantly pray to God. I have conversations with Him in my mind, out loud. I sometimes look like a mad person. I speak to myself in the mirror and I tell myself, you will, you going to, you are, you know, all these positive things. And I just want to tell you guys that, you know, if God could do it for me, I am a nothing. Honestly, I've got no status. I don't have a lot of friends. I'm not the coolest person. I don't have superpowers and but if God could do it for me, an ordinary person that comes from Eldorado Park, extension 2, you know. I don't stay in Elders now, but that's where I'm from. Where my mother comes from nothing and my father comes from nothing, and God could do it for me. I guarantee you God can do it for you. But the point is not to sit in your situation. The point is not to sulk or cry all the time. Get it off your chest, but don't stay there. The point is to stay positive and to stay in Christ's word. You know, having a relationship with God is far better than having a relationship with anyone on this earth, because people hurt, people change. People can love you today and hate you tomorrow, but God remains the same. So yeah, that's my story. I just want to encourage you, if you're going through a tough time right now, it's okay. Ephesians, I think it's Ephesians 9 or Ephesians 11, where the Word of God says, I'm not sure, but somewhere in Ephesians, where the Word of the Lord says that nothing remains, everything is the same. So what you're going through, someone already went through, and they probably out of that situation. Like they say, the table's turned. Today it's me, tomorrow it's you. Today I might be going through a tough time, but you know, I'm here to help you in however I can. Whoever's in your life is there to help you. Never shun people out of your life, because you never know what they can do for you or how God can use them, because God uses everyone and anyone He chooses. There's no respecter of person. And I just want to encourage you guys with that. Don't give up on your dream. I have a love-hate relationship with music, but even though I'm doing media, I still sing. I still surround myself with a whole lot of musicians. I still go to concerts. Well, I used to, because COVID-19, we can't do that anymore. But I can't wait to go and watch people gig. I can't wait to go and watch people perform. Don't give up on your dream. Stay true to yourself, and don't let anyone encourage you not to be the best you can be. So yeah, peace out, guys. Love, peace, happiness, joy. Bye.